Kickoff unit all lined up, and we're ready to put toe to leather. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Almost a little bit more on that return. He's chased out of bounds at the 30 in good starting position for this offense. So Oregon's offense takes the field. The last time these two rivals got together, guys, there were hurt feelings and some dead fish handshakes in the aftermath, and this might be just the recipe to cook up some revenge, Jesse.
Well, they're going to be motivated, that's for sure. The losing team, they have been hearing...
Turning it on! Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks. The Ducks headed quickly to the line. Leaves it with the back. Can't get him to the ground. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage. Gonzalez to throw. Wide open downfield. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47. And the Ducks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
Second down, they'll go to the air. And they can't make the connection, and it could get worse. A penalty flag on the field, and it's in the holding zone. Let's get the call. They'll decline that penalty, obviously very happy with the results of the play. They have work in front of them on 3rd and short from the 42. The play-action fake. That was almost picked off, and what a disaster that would have been to throw a pick on the opening drive. Instead, it's 4th down. The Ducks will bring the punt team onto the field. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce carried it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. And it was a rough showing last week, and it all started with the quarterback, Jesse.
Yeah, he looked lost in that last game out. I thought the defense did a really good job of confusing him, mixing up their looks and their pressures. So no different today. The defense obviously watched the film, and they're going to come out and they're going to try to do the exact same thing and get this guy rattled. So this quarterback, he has to know what to expect early in this one, David.
If I'm his offensive coordinator, I want to get started off on the right foot, man. Get the ground game going. Make it easy, because last week was such a disaster. We want to turn the page. We need some confidence. We need some good mojo. First drive, we need something good to happen early so we can forget about that last week.
Defense a little too eager on that last one, and now it's 1st and 5. He leaves it with his back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage more than that. Went to the 41 on 1st down. Looking to throw on 1st down. Throws to the wideout. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down. Now, I know you two never faced off against each other in an actual rivalry game other than the Thanksgiving morning turkey bowl. But knowing you two the way I do and the way you know each other, Jesse, what would you have done to try to throw Pollock off a little bit on a stage like this?
In our opening 10-play script, I would have had David Pollock cut blocked, maybe even double-team high load, chop blocked on every single play early.
Which is illegal.
It's a seam wide open. They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9. And that big gainer on the last one has them threatening from inside the 10. And they're in for a touchdown. And it feels good to land that first big punch against a rival, doesn't it?
No doubt. In a game like this, too, you just want to be executing at a high level early. So, David, that's got to feel great getting on the board first.
And settles everyone down. All the nerves, all the emotion of this rivalry game. Now everybody can kind of settle in because you know you already got a touchdown on the board.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for a lot more on that when instead he's out of bounds at the 14. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. Pushes ahead for 2. They'll mark it at the 17. The Ducks want to pick up the tempo.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
And he was able to run through 1 tackle, but still only a modest gain. And the Ducks line up, trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Motion from the wide receiver. Gonzalez going to throw it. Finds his big tight end. They'll keep this drive moving by picking up the 1st down. They have it at the 36.
And it's on 3rd downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the...
No more time to throw. Quarterback is sacked at the 35. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go?
Nice job by this defense, pinning their ears back, getting to the quarterback, creating the sack. But look at this offense. They're deterred. They're right back on the ball, ready to snap it again.
This offense really is putting themselves behind the 8 ball right now on this drive. Sack 1st down, just thrown an incompletion. So 3rd in California. Defense knows you're probably going to throw it. What can you dial up here?
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28. The Ducks send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. First play of this drive comes from the 35-yard line. The give from the gun. Breaks into the open. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the 1st down.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
That kind of pickup on 1st down, and you can take a shot here on 2nd and short. Caught near the sticks. It's Washington. And the runner is down, and so is a flag. So that penalty is going to cost them the 1st down as they back up, and now it's 2nd down. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Unloads to the wideout. Complete in the middle. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a 1st down at the 31. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Looking to throw, it's Kennedy. Grabs it in the middle. And he's able to shed 1 tackle and pick up pretty good yardage. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. They'll run it from the gun. Makes a man miss. Gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line. He was fighting for that end zone. Timeout called by the defense. It's their 1st of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. They're going to run it. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line. Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. 3rd and goal, where the fire purifies and separates contenders and pretenders. Got rid of it quickly, but it's incomplete.
After that incompletion, it's now 4th and short in the red zone. Decision time if you're the head coach. Just take the field goal, or do you keep your offense on the field looking to get 6?
Looking to throw. Lets it fly. Throw into the end zone. It's picked off.
Really nice job there by the defense, because I think they baited the QB into trying to fit that one in over the middle of the field. Remember, it's a big zone coverage. They've all got their eyes on him back there in the pocket, and they just let him feel like, maybe I can fit this football in. Not so fast. They come away with it.
The Ducks moving quickly to the line.
Nice job decision-making by the quarterback there in the RPO, not handing it off, knowing he had to throw it, but then also understanding his open guy was going to be in the right flat.
And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks. Gonzalez to throw. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down. And the Ducks decide to punt it away. Takes it on the return. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. So we'll see this offense make its way out to start the drive. Looking for space, it's Washington. And a really short game before he gets a whole bunch of company from the defense. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Got a man, it's Turbin. Ridden out of bounds at the 45, a big play for this offense. The offense setting up shop at the 46, first and 10. Quarterback may change this route. Wants to throw on first down. Caught near the sticks. It's Washington. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down. Wants to go up top on first down. That's reeled in. It's Washington. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They're going back to the ground. And he barrels into the end zone for a touchdown.
This defense is going to have to do a better job being physical. That's 2 rushing touchdowns they've now allowed. They have got to be better close to the line of scrimmage.
And the extra point makes it 14-0. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? The returner will field it and try to do some business. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Gonzalez going to throw it. Trying to set up the screen. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. The Ducks in the hurry up. Going to swing it on second down. Bringing the heat. Unleashes one. Makes a connection. And he'll have enough for the first down at the 42. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
That's a really nice looking throw. And when I think about the Ducks offense, I think about explosive plays, right? In the running game, but also in the passing game. I feel like if this team is going to win the conference, they need this guy here to be able to make throws like that on a consistent basis. But I'll tell you, he really gives them a chance. He makes this offense go.
Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Looking to throw on first down. Finds the tight end. Across the 50 and down and out of bounds at the 44. A good pickup on that one. Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. First and 10. Wants to throw it. Grabbed in the middle. It's Hill. This is why quarterbacks get the biggest NIL deals, because they're supposed to make something out of nothing.
You know what? If he took some of that NIL money, Reese, and spent it on more linemen, maybe he has more protection and more time to go through his progressions.
Quick spin on the run. Brought down at the 26-yard line after a pickup of 10 yards on the play, and it'll be a first down.
Most offensive coordinators want to be really aggressive on second and short. And I love the quarterback here. He drops back the pass thinking being aggressive. Nothing available. Scramble. Give me an easy first down.
Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a first and goal. And this is a really important series of plays, a chance to cut into the lead just before halftime. Gonzalez to throw. Going for 6. Touchdown, Ducks! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. An 84-yard drive there, and they cap things off with a 9-yard touchdown pass. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. This drive opens up at the 23-yard line. Looking downfield on first down. Makes the grab. It's Turbin. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
And that's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
Oh, they're after him! And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And that pressure got to him quick. I mean, you talk about you want your quarterback to feel comfortable. Man, he didn't have time to feel comfortable. He didn't have time to get his feet set and get in the ground. This offensive line's got to do a better job.
Caught over the middle. It's Washington. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. They'll snap it on first down from the 35. Looking for a man. It's Kennedy. Under fire. Incomplete. Man, oh man, is that one this junior would love to have back. Backed up now. Here's second and long. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Skips away from pressure. He'll try to do it himself. Nice job of avoiding the sack and picking up a few on the run. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. Now facing a third and long. Quarterback making checks. On third and long, try to convert through the air. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. And the deflection by the defense brings up fourth down.
It's nice when you know it's third and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
Complete and looking for enough for the first down. They'll immediately call timeout. The new popular phrase for a favorite team not really coming out of the gates quickly is that they're playing with their food. There are a lot of P's being pushed around the plate right now, guys.
Yeah, Reese, they've been stumbling around. They've been making mistakes and shooting themselves in the foot in this game. But, David, I think you also have to give credit to the underdog in this game because they're just playing with more intensity. They look like they want it more.
Oh, dude, when you come out the gates in the first quarter, it's adrenaline, it's passion, it's being talked about as the underdog. As this game goes on, can they keep that intensity up? Right now, they're doing a heck of a job.
Fires to the wideout. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. And they make the play and make sure there's not any scoring opportunity right here before the end of the half. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Gonzalez going to throw it. He lobs one high down the left side. Throw toward the end zone. Picked off right at the goal line. And the defender is tackled, and that's how we'll run out the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Man, great energy in that building. There always is when these two get together. And a fun first half between these rivals.
The Ducks will kick it away to crank up the second half. On the run from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, that they get him on the ground at the 20. So we'll see the offense on the field to start this drive. They'll start this drive going to the air. Gets it out fast. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down at the 49. They are dialed in on this drive. A couple of chunk plays, and now they'll snap it on first down. To the air on first down. Throws to the wideout. Makes the grab. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Leaves it with the back. Hard running there. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. It's complete on the right side. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. Clock ticks across the 4-minute mark here in the third. The give to the back. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there.
At the 14. Brings up.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. The give out of the gun. He's all the way down to the 3. An electric run has him set up. The offense knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Barrels ahead. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
So on offense, you've got to find a way to put 6 up on the board. You know that in this game, field goals may not get it done. So big-time players make big plays in big games. Who can you rely on right now?
And he's into the end zone for a touchdown. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
Oh, spins away. There he goes. And I wasn't sure they were going to be able to catch him. They finally did, but they gave up a huge play.
And how about the running back, man? Rips off a big play. This offense creates some momentum, and what do? They keep their foot on the gas, right back on the football to try to keep this offense rolling.
Shoved out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 15-yard line, and this offense is doing work.
Marked out of bounds at the 16-yard line. And that's a first down for the offense.
Here's a quick throw out to the left.
The first down pass.
And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. They'll run it from the gun. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Oregon.
Oregon.
This guy just has a nose for the end zone, and you love his ability to find creases, use his speed in the open field, and go score. He's been really good for his offense early this year. That already his 5th rushing touchdown on the season.
Set to advance on the football.
From inside the 10, here he comes. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22.
First and 10.
And let's see what kind of ball plays this offense has ready. They just saw their lead cut in half, and now they'll try to answer. First play of the drive comes from the 22. They'll go to the ground. Sweet cut there.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
9-yard pickup on first down, and now they can take a shot on second and short. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
It's complete to the right. Quick step and go. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. If you like old school running games, this has been the game for you and a couple of guys who starred through the first 3 periods. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. They'll leave it with him. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead, and the offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
You see a lot of offenses late in the football game with the lead get conservative. I like they didn't. Like, they trusted the passing game. You're going to get looks that you know what they are. Defense has to be aggressive. You know, they have to be aggressive because they're down. They've got to get to the quarterback. They've got to get stops. Nice job throwing the football, though.
Now on second down, they want to keep moving forward and keep that clock churning. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Already in chip shot field goal range at the 21, but this third and short, they're still thinking touchdown. Zings it complete to the right. And it's a touchdown. They push the lead out here in the fourth quarter and close to getting back on track and going 2-1.
And that is a drive and a score they absolutely had to have. Now making it a two-possession game late in this one. It wasn't going to be enough to just play it safe, play it conservative, punt the ball away, and count on your defense. They were aggressive. They mixed it up, but getting that score, that is huge for their win probability now.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. They're in a precarious spot here, that lofty perch in the rankings, hanging in the balance unless they can do something to save themselves here. Offense in an empty set. Gonzalez to throw. Not able to hook up there, incomplete. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Got it behind the line. It's Green. Oh, he's got some space. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a first down. And the Ducks are in the hurry-up.
This defense better not blink. I know they've got a lead here in the 4th quarter, but just look at who they're going against. This quarterback is one of the best in the nation. They cannot rest on their laurels. Someone's going to have to make a play.
Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. The Ducks come to the line with a new set of downs.
And this offense is going to have to be aggressive, right? Down a couple possessions. Got to continue to get these first downs. Move quick. Don't be in a hurry. But they've got to keep the accelerator down because they need some explosive plays.
Man, this sophomore quarterback unleashed a cannon on that one.
Man, you got to like these last 2 plays by this offense. You understand. You're in a deficit. You've got to score multiple.
Touchdown, Ducks! The finisher, the exclamation point on that drive.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And now the offense will come onto the field again. They want that clock to run. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Looking to fire. Pocket breaking down. He is sacked way behind the line of scrimmage. Just a catastrophic play there. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody on the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force 4th downs.
Now a fair catch is called for and made just shy of midfield. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Gonzalez going to throw it. He makes the grab. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down. New set of downs after the completion.
And you've created some great momentum, getting the stop, forcing the punt, now getting it back to your offense. Your offense starting to get in a groove. Late in the game, you need some big plays.
Just wonder how much panic there is right now on the defensive side of the football, too, because of what you just said, David. They can feel and sense the momentum leaving them right now with the lead. So someone defensively better step up here soon and make a play.
Not much running room there. thanks to this senior defender.
Well, I understand they're trying to catch the defense off guard by running the football, expecting them to be in some kind of zone coverage, but you're trailing late in the game. You're going to have to throw to...
And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. On fourth down, they'll pass for it. Looking to the big tight end. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a first down. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon.
And it's decision time now because you score the touchdown. You're down one late. Do you want to just kick the extra point and tie it up, hope for overtime? Or do you go for two? Do you get aggressive? Do you trust your quarterback if he has to throw it here to find an open player and give you the lead, even though there is still going to be some time left on the clock?
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. They'll start this drive going to the air. Pulls it in. It's Turbin. Across the 35. Out of bounds at the 36. And a really good pickup as they're starting to move. They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. He's got it. Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one. Score is deadlocked, and the clock is winding down. Got his man on the right. Crosses the 35. Out of bounds there. Nice pickup on the play. Spotted at the 32. All the way down at the 33-yard line. It's 1st and 10. That's caught. It's Turbin. A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. Got his man quickly. Crisp execution in the passing game, and they've got it down to the 3. The defense calls a timeout to put together a strategy. Leaves it with the running back. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Snap from the gun on 3rd down. He caught it. Into their happy place for a touchdown.
And man, this game has been awesome. Some back and forth. Now you take the lead late. Nice job by the offense. And now you just need your defense to come through for you. One more time. One stop. Less than a minute remaining. Go out there. Finish this thing off.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. The extra point is good, and now in the 4th, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. That is an efficient drive. 7 plays, 75 yards. And the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Okay, 1 possession game. You've got some time to work with, but you have to make up some ground quickly, David.
Got to be smart. Can't throw in front of the sticks. Can't get tackled in front of the sticks. Make sure we're taking some shots down the field, chewing up some yards. Jesse, the defense will be vulnerable here.
Yeah, and I think because of that, David, offensively, you got to have a plan. You got to know where your best matchup is out on the perimeter and who can make the big catches here in small windows.
They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. Gonzalez to throw. He'll pull it down. Short gain on the play before he slides. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. From the gun on 3rd down. Here's a heat. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. It's really the most common type of upset we see every year. The home field advantage is spoiled.
Yes, and what needed to happen happened in this football game. Something good to happen early to get the belief and to Jesse, it changes the game, and I think it had a lot to do with the outcome today.
I agree. I'll tell you, regardless whether this team is ranked or unranked, when their home crowd is like they were today, they're tough to beat, period. And you know this crowd and these fans, they're going to be celebrating this win for days and days to come.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.